On that note, I think it is time for our lower decks panel. We have enough subspace terminal holo emitters so they can appear human tonight as well. So I think Bill is going to open the boxes. Bill, how can you do that with your puppet hands, by the way? Your little glove?
Oh my God. This is so hard. Hold on.
I'm going to get us started here for the panel, and then she'll be back here in a little bit. We got Jen.
Good. I'm feeding doggo time.
By the way, like Jen loving being a puppet is the most Jen shit ever. It's like, of course.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
I'm fully embracing it. I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
would.
He embraced Star Trek after watching Code of Honor.
Yeah, right?
Well, I'll tell you right now,
Fair
the
enough.
child is my code of honor. So I'll just tell you that right now. I found my
yeah.
own code of honor.
I didn't catch up, but as soon as you start explaining it, I'll understand again.
And also, I watched this episode, just FYI. I watched the
Oh yeah.
puppet episode.
Oh,
yeah, I
cool.
did.
Really?
You say it in the chat.
Yeah,
I was like,
What'd
first
you think?
first one I've ever watched of this, like Strange New Worlds, and honestly, I loved it. I loved this.
Nice.
I know none of the people really. I don't know any of the characters. I recognize their names by hearing you guys talk about them, but watched the episode, absolutely loved it, and now I think I'm gonna have to have like a dual watching, like alternate between Strange New Worlds and, and
I'm sorry,
TNG. So
I'm on the team of Strange New Worlds over TNG. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
First question, when did you figure out that it was a dream?
I have an answer.
Brandon.
Okay, first off, coming into this, I was already kind of hoping the answer would be something that would allow me to put the fact that it existed in the back of my mind. So dream was one of the things I was kind of hoping for, okay? Having said that, it was when the Enterprise beamed away and Spock was freaked out on the shuttlecraft. Right then it hits me, I'm like, what if the whole rest of this now is only something he sees? And it took a few minutes. I'm like, oh, it could be a dream. It could be a dream. And when it nailed in was when they were fighting in the conference room and one of the characters said, well, it's all absurd. It's baked into the premise. I'm like, that's it. It's over. This is fake. I knew right then. I was sure.
I didn't. My answer is I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't realize it. I just thought, it's just a fun episode. But I have no context for anything, so I didn't. But I was very shocked. It was like a really cool little plot twist at the end. So I was like, oh, it was all a dream. Kind of reminded me of like that Twilight scene. If anybody at the very end where it's like the fight scene, and then it turns out it wasn't true, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's
You and the
definitely the
Twilight
Twilight
references.
scene.
You and the Twilight references.
Listen, I just watched all 5 movies. Okay, I just rewatched all
I
of them.
hated that
right now.
reveal in Twilight
And
so
watched
much.
this episode.
I loved it. I thought it was great compared to the actual book. Thought it was good.
Please,
I would have been upset
sunshine.
if just Alice holding her hand out on what's his. This is Star Trek, not Twilight. Moving on.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
I have never watched a Twilight movie, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Thank you.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
You have a daughter.
I don't need the grayscale in my life. That's just not necessary.
That's fair.
I didn't realize it was a dream until the reveal, but I just, looking back, there are several points where it's sort of been obvious to me.
I feel that. I didn't notice it my first time watching it. I didn't notice it until they said it. And then the second time, I'm like, man, I should have noticed it whenever they cut Pelia in half and sewed her back together. I mean, Pelia made some comments about how it doesn't even make sense that they're taught that you can hear them in space. And I still didn't understand it then. So it took
I
me a
didn't.
while.
I didn't catch on until they blew a hole in Ensign Ricky, and I was like, how are they going to explain that one away when they all become human again? Is he just
I
going to
can't
have a
believe that
giant
too.
hole
Geek
in him?
Dad. Yeah.
And I just did he have any lines the entire episode at all, or was he just hiding underneath the console the entire
Sounds.
time?
I think he made sounds. That was it.
No lies.
He did. It was, if you catch in the captions, when he's underneath the console, he's like the only one left on the bridge. He's like, oh my god.
all we get.
Was
See
he the one
the
that said the word
captions.
Fraggle?
Oh,
Yes,
my
I did
Fraggle.
catch that. That somebody said,
Yep.
"Oh my Fraggle!"
Yep. Rich, Jordan, did anyone watch Heather's portion of our video? Jordan Canning directed the Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock. So she's very familiar with Jim Henson's Creature Shop and Fraggle Rock. So that was a cute little Easter egg she worked into. So did everyone answer Heather's question? Did we go through the panel?
I think so.
Cool.
Not everybody,
I
though.
don't, I don't think Timmy said anything yet.
Anybody?
Timmy, have you seen our episode yet?
No, but I got to see the pictures on Facebook of the episode. They looked pretty cool as puppets. I'll say that.
What do you think? What do you think of a puppet episode?
One of my thoughts would have been on the episode, what did Spock take before he went to bed that night?
Something really good.
He mind melded with ayahuasca.
I hope
Yeah.
it wasn't
Whatever.
about.
It does make
Whatever
you.
he did, he needed to share it.
It does make you
And
wonder.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't see the episode because I am a son of someone who does puppets.
Really?
I would hate to see the destruction of puppets. Yeah,
It was tastefully done. They were reassembled.
Yeah.
They were
they're
repaired.
little, basically.
It was really
my
good.
mom is
Except for Ensign Ricky.
Oh.
Except for Ensign Ricky. Yep.
when I was younger, she would go places and do she would do puppets and dummies.
Huh.
She probably would have enjoyed seeing them float in space then.
I think she would have too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. There, I think Spock did the Aaron Rodgers treatment with the ayahuasca there, and was completely tripping out.
He had fermented Leola root.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I think it's possible that he had one of those a crazy dream. I mean, I think we've all had those dreams that we all either don't want to talk about or that we didn't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right.
100%.
Are we ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, what would be your object that you would beam across far distances to terrorize someone?
What the?
Think deep.
Diabolical.
Right?
I'm sure I'm the person who thought of this question, and yet I've never thought about it.
I know. I gotta think too.
This is
I think
incredibly plausible.
If I expand you, you're up. Let's just play that game right now. All right.
Oh,
Let's
God.
start over here.
Do some Russian roulette there.
Oh, Stevens. All right. You're up, Steven.
What was the question again?
What would be your object that you would beam across far distances to terrorize someone, like Scotty was doing with the puppet in this episode?
This is
Okay,
a good one.
So I had a friend who was afraid of like being cryogenically frozen, like say for long-term space flight, like that kind of thing terrified them. So I would beam them a oxygen mask and a bucket of ice.
That's hilarious.
That is
Oh my goodness.
diabolical.
Oh.
All right. Next up, Brandon.
Heather specified object, so I might be breaking the question on this. I apologize in advance, but it's the honest truth. Okay, I would beam my bare ass over to moon somebody, guaranteed to scare anybody. Anybody works every
You know,
time.
I strangely knew it was going to go that direction. I strangely knew.
I have mooned so many people in my life.
Like, you know,
I was
it's
on
not
a
gonna
main
be
highway and I mooned somebody.
A
once.
body part or something.
Believe it.
All right. Next up, let's go, Jen.
My answer is boring. Because I'm afraid of spiders, so that would terrorize me. So I would just beam a bunch of spiders over to people.
That's
Terrorize
pretty
them.
scary.
That's scary. Yeah, especially if you got a 50-50. I think that's the mix I see is you get 50-50. Especially if you're beaming it to somebody who's female, they tend to freak. Right
If I can
there.
respond to her, you beam me 1 spider, I'll kill it. I'm good. You beam me 50 spiders, I'm frozen dead. I'm like, I forget it. You got me.
It's a quantity
Well, then,
matters.
yeah,
I have a
whole-
response to this too. I
whole
think it's actually
family.
quite funny because I had a friend who is so deathly afraid of spiders, and I forgot. We went on the Harry Potter ride.
No,
No.
Oh.
that's not good for them. I can do that though. I can
On
do like
top-
fake spiders. Not
On
Not
top
really.
of it, if you ever did like the Harry Potter walking, they at least make it where you can go on a separate location so that you can avoid the spiders.
that. That's good
Yeah,
to
so
know.
there's like a walking thing that traveled around the US like back in 2020 or something like that because it was still you're still able to do it. It was outside and away from everybody. And we went and did it and they were like, "This spot has spiders." And I was like, "Bet, let's go." Obviously I looked up and it came down from the sky. But he got onto that ride and he screamed his butt off so hardcore when it came to that part. I'm like, we have Dementors, we have other scary things, and it's the big old spider that he was just like, I almost had a heart attack.
Oh man, yeah, it's a real, yeah, it's definitely a real phobia. I don't think I have a phobia. I just think they're creepy. I don't like them.
All right. Kristen, you're up because you said you hadn't answered this question. And I caught you. I saw you put something in your mouth. No, I didn't do it on purpose. I missed it.
Thanks so much.
He's eating a pickle. Is it a pickle?
Yeah, even better, it's
That's
a
what she
pickle.
said.
I was gonna say that.
Recognize it
God.
anywhere. Love. Well,
Well, it's a pickle martini.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got myself a pickle martini. Anyway, I would beam Chucky. I know somebody who I could beam Chucky too. Because
You're evil.
they absolutely
You are evil.
tell me every
that's
single time.
diabolical, Kristen.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I have. I don't have anything else fun. I literally have Chucky because every single time we'd walk by Spencer's, she would see Chucky and she'd be like, I can't go anywhere near that. I was like, yep, that would be the thing.
Pull the string, immediately beam it. We're friends to the end. Yeah, that would
Yeah. Imagine if it was like Woody or Buzz Lightyear.
There's a snake in my boots. Yeah,
Yeah.
not as scary.
I was gonna
Alright.
say if you can beam your
Just in
backyard,
his boot?
Kristen.
Yeah, just scary
Your
backyard.
your haunted
scary
backyard.
backyard,
Yeah,
yeah.
your scary backyard.
I think the house itself is scarier, but yeah, sure.
All right. I'm gonna go next. I have I have one. All right. So one of those 1950s baby dolls with the eye that doesn't quite open all the way.
true.
Dark eyes, doll eyes.
Yeah, no, it's
Well,
you
looking
know how
around.
their eyes would open and close, right? Depending on how they were
But like
set.
one wouldn't.
And then one would always just kind of, and it would just bounce, right?
My grandfather got me one of those that did that.
It's crazy. All
He
right,
just hangs out in my parents' house now.
all right, Geek, you're up.
I would probably choose some kind of chaos or like a mild inconvenience. So I would write some kind of program to transport a jury summons to a random person at random intervals.
That's scary.
The jury summons.
Jesus.
I like it.
Dude, that's diabolical.
It's
dude.
cool.
That is absolutely diabolical.
Just to be cruel and make them think they have jury duty, call and find out that they don't.
Wow.
Just to mildly
They show up
them.
at court. They're all sitting there. You're not
Like,
supposed
you're
to
not
be here.
supposed to be here.
You send them like a warm pillowcase. Like here.
Well, that's how you get me, because I actually am the only weirdo that likes doing it. So I'd show up, it's not real, and I'd be like,
Son of a
"Indeed, got
bitch."
me again, son of a bitch."
I don't love jury.
You'd be
duty.
sad.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
do your
that's sad.
civic duty.
Oh.
Heather, have you answered your own question yet?
No, I
This
think
was-
that
this
I
was
was saying,
Kristen's
well, the
question.
boys. And I know I asked this. Did I? Yeah, well, I've asked
Oh.
all the questions.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, like, I think I wrote this one.
Oh,
Oh,
I think I did. Did I? This feels like
I don't know.
I think you and I both we both came up with it independently,
okay.
Yeah.
which says a lot about us.
The boys in my household hate glitter. So I would send a bunch of glitter and maybe
that's a good
maybe a little fart spray, especially if it's on a ship, because I imagine that it would be quite insulated in there. You can't open up a window.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give him one of those Mark Roper glitter bomb things?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no.
With fart spray in it.
That's with the fart spray.
No,
Yeah.
that's-
Timmy,
I
That's
love that
cool.
YouTuber.
before we come back
Me
around
too.
to Heather, I'm going to come back around to you, Timmy. What would you beam to somebody to scare the hell out of them?
I'd probably like beam them into either Friday the 13th or Halloween.
Oh, like the
I like.
Movie.
that word, like the
I
people
like
who
Jason
are.
Timmy's
Voorhees is
approach.
right in front
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah,
He's not going to
That's
beam
true.
something to them.
Real
He's
fast.
gonna beam them somewhere.
One
Yeah.
person to do. Yeah.
Dad, I
Wow,
turned your
that's-
mic off. Sorry.
Timmy, did I ever tell you how much I like you? We're best friends. You know, you don't ever have to do that
Yeah.
to me. ever.
Yeah, let's not
That's
piss off Timmy at all.
Who's gonna be the person to slowly stalk us on the ship and scare the crap? Wow.
Thank you, Timmy.
Bill, I
Thank
got
you.
one.
Oh, okay. I think. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So mine would be Wolfman. I don't think Wolfman's into live, but Wolfman is terrified of the Japanese manga Uzumaki, which is a horror story about spirals. And it's about like a town being terrorized by spirals, people turning themselves into spirals, being turned into spirals. Like we had a whole lunch after he read this, and he's just like it has permanently altered his brain chemistry. So I would beam spirals to him.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Heather.
All right, next question. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If the crew had truly became puppets, which character adaptation did you find the funniest or the most accurate?
Do you want to go first?
There's only one
Oh.
right answer to this.
No? All
Oh,
right.
well, I loved Pelia as a puppet. She's about the only one that I really, really, really liked. She was funny. It fit her. I think that's my final answer.
Okay, cool. All right, we go to Jen.
I agree with Heather. She was by far the funniest when she was throwing those shoes at the rides. I was like, oh my God, I can't. Like I went to that scene specifically and made Patrick watch it with me because I'm like, look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
That and I mean, just I think that's the best one.
Cool. All right. I don't know who I just clicked on, but the menu's up, so I'm clicking it. Geek, you're up.
It has to be Pelia because I mean when they the opening scene when they went to the ready room and her hair and her overly exaggerated eyes. I mean, I literally laughed out loud. That was so freaking funny, and just how her mannerisms just stayed with her with a puppet. It fit so well with her, and then chucking her shoes at the Orions was.
Yeah. It was
God, that like Pelia was by far the best puppet in the show.
awesome. Stevens, you're up. Do you have a favorite other than Pelia, or are you just Pelia?
I thought Erica's mannerisms were pretty good, especially when she realized that she couldn't reach the Orion.
Just come closer to my fists.
That was funny. Yeah.
Oh, like when he
And-
held his hand out and put it on her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then fly the ship and then talk. And
Awesome.
whenever Erica talks about flying the ship, I just think of, my name is Erica Ortegas, and I fly the ship.
That's right. That's right. Always waiting for it too. I always wait for it. Brandon.
Okay, I'm on record now. This is not my favorite episode by any means. But if I was hanging out with them, I'm a huge fan of the M word in general that is owned by he who shall not be named. But when they stand on top of each other, they have a name for that. and everyone involved with that was immediately my favorite because they've done it in multiple productions of those puppets. And I would hang out with them, and I think Pike was one of them. There were a few others, so that's who I would hang out with. Pelia scared the shit out of me. Not interested. Don't want to be anywhere near.
That's fair.
Scared isn't right. Just freak me out. I'm just like I'm looking at a magic eye painting, and I can't do it. I don't want to do it. No.
Now,
Yeah,
Timmy,
Heather,
go ahead.
as a stylist, what did you think of Pelia's hair?
A lot of ramen noodles, but as if you think of it as art, that is how I would draw Pelia's hair, just because of who she is as a person.
Yeah. Hey Timmy, now I know you said you've seen pictures from the episode. Was there any particular puppet that stood out for you that?
I really liked Captain Pike. It looked pretty good.
He was.
His hair was great, as
I would
always.
say, I think his hair matched the
Pike's
most. I think
peak
out of
was
everybody.
perfect.
Yeah, his hair was the most accurate by far.
It was, and you should have seen us going through the live to become puppets. Scotty got hair, and it was Pike's Peak, and then I got hair, and it was Pike's Peak, and it always came out Pike's Peak, and we were back and forth, bald Pike's Peak, bald Pike's Peak, the whole way through that little tunnel.
And then you
Oh,
rendered my
gosh.
eyelids out.
And Bill, I gotta
just
compliment
finished
you
travel.
on your guys' promo for this week. Chef's kiss, bravo on that one, you guys. That
Story's
was
not over
brilliant.
yet. We still got to get back. We're still
Yeah, we're
puppets.
still puppets.
Yeah, we're just in a hot deck.
But
right.
I also
I don't wanna
also
go
hope
back.
everyone enjoed the history of Muppets because that came
I
out
did.
to
That was pretty
15
cool.
minutes long.
Muppet.
And if you're keeping math, I said Muppet. History of Puppets. If you're keeping math, our first science promo was 1:47. Then we averaged 4 minutes, and then this one was 15. So it was our most in-depth lesson video. And we're already writing next week, so stay tuned.
Cool.
Kristen, you're dancing the music in your head. Which puppet is your favorite?
And I'm trying to.
Or you're doing
and
the
I'm
pee-pee
trying to
dance. I can't
match
figure
her-
it out.
I'm trying to match her while she's dancing.
Like, I don't have any music on. What is it? Must be the music in her head.
A little.
The problem is that I'm not actually dancing to any music. I am just dancing because I did that for like 10 years of my life.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
You're
awesome.
supposed to just dance. When you get out on the floor, make sure people also want to dance. Isn't that what it is?
All she wants to do is dance.
I had it in my head. Hold on. Oh, the alien that was standing in the bar.
Oh, yes.
The bartender.
I don't know where that one came from or the fact that I've never seen him before, but I think he's probably the most accurate.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also the blue one that runs away from everything.
Yes.
But if we were going for hair, Ahora's hair is pretty decent too.
They did a good job on her.
Yeah.
Scotty,
she
let's
looks
see.
great in general.
Scotty, you
I know
haven't
you
played
just
it.
don't like the fact that she's like uppies.
Which
Yeah.
one?
I thought Ensign Red Shirt was just so cute. I just
He
liked him.
was.
It's like at the very beginning, it's like, and he just hid, and he just kind of hid during the bread. And then he got a hole blown in him, and then he realized that he was still okay. And that's like when he gained his courage. So I thought that was really cute. So his just characterization was cute.
Yeah. I actually liked Scotty. And I liked how they puppeteered him. I thought he was it didn't capture how Scotty looked, it captured Scotty's character.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was great. I think that was the other thing is that as much as everything they do with puppets, it's all about the character has got to portray, right? Because it's mostly they don't have a physical reference to go off of, you know. And so in this case they did, but okay, it sounded like Scotty, but it didn't look like Scotty-ish. It was the same uniform, but it was Scotty. That's the way he felt himself inside. So a little bit of a deep cut there.
Which is why it's even sad that the only Scotty who got development was Puppet Scotty. And it's like nothing for Scotty expanded after that dream. And that's just kind of what makes it sad, is like he got his development and redemption in Spock's dream, but we know nothing after the fact.
Maybe that's what Spock wishes for Scotty.
I hope so, and I hope that Scotty finds it, because it was just unfair that he didn't get it in real life.
Did I miss anyone? I think I got around this one. This was good because everyone was kind of Pelia up front. All right, cool. Kristen,
Yeah.
or not Kristen, Heather, you're up.
All right, so we're gonna keep talking about Pelia a little bit more because Pelia's puppet does not.
Doesn't. Typo, doesn't.
Oh yeah, okay, does not wear shoes. We talked about the reason for introducing lanthanites in Strange New Worlds and making Captain Ake part lanthanite. Does this give more weight to the theory that they're related?
Yes. Now, I understand that it was a plot point that she threw her shoes, but there's just something there. Again, they would not have introduced lanthanites as a whole new, all-knowing, immortal, lifelong species if there wasn't a point. And now 2 series have a lanthanite in them, and
Very similar.
yeah,
I would say that the relevance here comes down to whether or not after this episode she decides to rather often go bootless, because that would be the thing, is if it's like, hey, I did it once, let's just keep going with the no boot situation, and becomes a trend. Or maybe that's just the way they are, who knows? Because this was I think this was the season where there was an overlap as far as, or they were shooting around the same time as Academy, so I would be interested to see how much of that starts to leak over, for sure. But I definitely caught lanthanite with bare feet.
Yeah.
Clock that.
Yep. Okay, I jumped ahead in line, so Bill, you take us through the panel.
All right, cool.
Or does anyone else want to weigh in on
This was a yes and no. That's why I kind of flattened the panel out.
Or do they all agree? Or do you all agree? Does anyone disagree?
I agree. I think they're going to relate them in some way. I mean, if it's going to be mother, daughter, granddaughter, literal lineage, I don't know about that. They don't have to do that. But it would be a complete waste of the invention of this race and mentioning it. Now, I would say, it's not to say the writers are as smart as we are sometimes. They've made some pretty wild misses. For example, it would have been a single line of dialogue in Picard Season 3 that could have had Alexander be the running an orphanage for Klingons that were displaced in wars. Like, that would have been a great completion of that character's arc. Why am I the only one smart enough to think of something that great?
Yeah. Stevens, you put your hand up in the chat.
Yeah, what you got?
Yes, we just introduced the lanthanites in Strange New Worlds, but I think it would make the universe feel very, very small if they made them directly related.
Fair point. That is a fair
I can
point.
see that too. That is very fair.
I don't think they have the restraint to not make them related.
It's a very Trek thing to do at this point.
He's got a puppet.
Oh, Timmy.
I was just looking at him. I was like,
Ew, it's a wolf.
I saw him smiling all suspiciously, and I'm like, what's going on?
I love it.
that's so cute. I love that.
No, I think it's cool.
It's awesome.
I can't definitively say whether or not Pelia is related to Ake at all. There's just not enough there to really make that determination, because I mean, this was Spock's dream, so he was just imagining or dreaming these characteristics of what Pelia might do. And I mean, having her chuck her shoes at an Orion, that is very much something she would do. But to make the conclusion that they're directly related, I can't make that. I can't make that call quite yet. And with also with the thought that it would just kind of make it close the universe a little bit more than what it is to have 2 people that live thousands of years, because Pelia is what, like 4,000 years old by that point when in the 31st century, like an insane amount of years old. If she's even still alive, I mean, who knows? They were introduced with extremely long life, and we don't know how long they actually are supposed to live. So I don't know.
All right. Heather, what else you got for us?
Next question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Strange New Worlds has been using genre episodes such as musical, horror, noir, and puppets episodes to reveal character truths. Do we think that that is better than the traditional Trek storytelling?
I still think it's traditional Trek storytelling. Because back in the original series, we had a lot of different stories that were about pop culture going on right then and there. We had music. Even if it wasn't like music based or any of these based, for the 1960s, it was very based on what was going on or into stories that related to things that were crazy enough. So, like, for example, we talked about the Diagram of the Mind, which is a lobotomy story. Trelawney, he said it earlier. It's the original Q. He has the acts of being like a musician throughout half of it, and like a very famous musician. There's a lot of that type of stuff from the original series because you are very disjointed throughout that whole entire series, and now this Strange New Worlds with the genres feels disjointed, but in like a slightly different way. It's more like thought out exactly one object per episode rather than like a little bit more mind messing and knowledge kind of going.
Cool. Who's next? Brandon.
I really like Kristen's thinking because the fact is, in the 60s, they told stories the way they told stories at that time, right? They took something that was important and they made it into sci-fi and they revealed things to us that we didn't realize we were thinking about. And, I think that's fantastic. Kristen's really onto something. How do we tell stories now? Short form, send-ups, memes, right? That's what we do. So, of course, they're going to take something that is popular and they're going to put Star Trek into it, or maybe it's vice versa. I respect it and I appreciate it, but for me, way too much this season. I think that it was something that they leaned into way too, not a little too heavy, it was way too heavy for me. I'm loving the episodes. I like everything about it. I'm not a hater, but for me, it was just too much.
Bill, you're quiet. Nobody can hear you.
So
Oh, I heard that.
I'm trying to be kind and not, yes. Anyway, so for me, I believe that one, I really appreciate that the way that they're telling stories. I think that all of the genre stuff always works better with the character development. I think that it basically says this wasn't for naught. There's a reason why we did this. There's a reason how we got here, and it was a fun vehicle for us to use to get us there, and everything's going to have a lasting impact. And I think that's all of the stories from the Griffin incident, which wasn't, they overbuild it. I think that's still my problem, is they overbuild it to some of these, but it was a good episode. The Hangover episode was a great character episode. Last week's noir episode for me fell flat because I didn't feel like it did a good job with the character development. And so, it has to have that in order for it to work. Is this the great way to do it? I don't know. I don't think it's a normal thing. I think they were like, hey, what can we do? What's going to be fun? And a great way to get people to see how flippin' episodic we can be. And I think that's the important part is look, y'all kept saying we weren't episodic. Here's you want to see episodic, here's episodic. Right? And that's where we are. And so I think they're doing a good deal. I love this a lot. I'm loving this season and how they're doing it. Should it be what they're doing in season 5? No.
But
not because I don't like it. Not because I don't like it, but it'll be done.
The writer's
do we think
portfolio has to be amazing at this point. The writers, actors, everybody's portfolio is very spot on at this point with how different everything is. Anyway, sorry, Scott.
has this worn out its welcome? It's like, okay, so they hit the season opener out of the park. We feel that some people feel the horror episode was genuinely scary. Some people feel they held back. We think that the stoner comedy was a wonderful episode. Some people loved Case of Chiaroscuro. Some people think that was pretty meh. Of course, people are divided because they don't like, they don't like when Trek is silly and Trek is whimsical, especially with puppets, right? We have disaster movie next week. We have fantasy. We have soap opera coming up. Something with time travel at the end of the season. Like, has this method of storytelling overstayed its welcome, and should it be only localized to be season 4? Like, do we want this to continue in season 5, or for them to try something different? And halfway through season 4, have they just done it into the ground now?
No, I don't think they have. I think they've done a good job. I don't think they've done it to the ground. Am I excited to see
agree.
everyone? Yeah,
I agree. Some of their outings have fallen flat, but I don't think. I still think they have a way to really stick the landing for this season. But I'm eager to hear what Brandon and Geek and Steven think for sure.
yeah.
So excited to see
The Tomorrow's Enterprise.
Like.
Tomorrow's Enterprise, I think, is going to be a send up to itself. That's how you end, is to be a send up of yourself. So anyway,
yeah.
Geek, what do you think?
Okay, well, it's been kind of hit or miss for me. I mean, it's good. It's good fun. I really haven't disliked any episodes yet so far, but I think season 2 was the best season so far because you hit some genres in there, but also you had really good Trek in there as well, with Those Old Scientists, and then followed by the gut punch of Under the Cloak of War back to back. I mean, those 2 episodes back to back that's quintessential Trek right there. And then season 3 was pretty good in the fact that it was still episodic Trek telling a story throughout the whole season, but they were different, and it was coming to terms with one's fate, and that's what happened with Pelia at the very end of season 3. But this season so far has just been, okay, let's see what we can do to basically fill time until season 5, it kind of feels like.
Huh. Interesting. I have the opposite opinion between season 3 and 4. That's a cool take. What about you, Brandon?
Specifically, the question I heard was done into to the ground, and I have to say, probably not. I jumped right out at beginning to say, this is too much for me, it's overstayed its welcome, but probably not done into the ground. They could do more, they could do others like this. I'm going to watch Star Trek no matter what. I'm going to find something I like no matter what. That's going to be fine with it. It's all right. Probably not done into the ground, but I will say, still holding out hope that there is something happening at the end that's going to come back to these moments and make us go, oh, there really was, so I don't want to say a plan, because obviously they have a plan, but there's going to be some reason for some of this happening. And I think the further we go, the less likely I'm right, but I'm still holding out hope. So, I think that could be the case there. So not done into the ground, but I'd love to pull it back. There's something to be said for subtlety. Kristen made a great point that I jumped off of. The way they told stories in the 60s was incredibly subtle. There were people that had no idea that they were coming out against racism when they were watching episodes that were against racism. They had no idea, to the point that to this day people go, since when was Star Trek woke? Fucking day 1, bro.
Yep.
You just didn't know it. And I would like to go a little bit back to that. I guess that was where I would end my point.
Cool. Who hasn't weighed in on that, or are we ready to move on?
I think the send-up idea, I've said before that I think it's been 4 seasons of gimmick episodes. Granted, this episode, they've really hunkered down on the idea. But, we've had the musicals, we've had horror episodes. We've had the oh, I had it. It's gone, but it just feels like the writers are stuck on heavy referential episodes, and yeah, they have overall arcs, and they have season long plans, and that's great. But as someone who watched TOS in the 2000s, it did not feel as referential as this does. I watched Voyager and Enterprise both as they aired, and even those don't feel this heavily referential to the time. Like, yeah, Enterprise obviously had its 9/11 story arc in the Xindi, but it didn't. It actually felt natural within the world, and like Voyager. One of my favorite episodes of Voyager is the one with Fear. I can't remember the title right now. But it's a Harry Kim episode of all characters. And it's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And that episode terrifies me. The Griffin incident.
The one with
now
the clown.
that I know. Huh?
Is it the one with the clown?
Yes.
Thaw. It's called the Thaw.
The Thaw. Thank you.
Doing his talk impersonation.
Now that I've seen the Griffin incident twice, it's not scary to me anymore. But the Thaw, just the performances and the atmosphere, just keep me on edge.
Got it. No, I mean, this is a good point. It's earlier in the chat, someone had mentioned that they'd like it to be more political, like Star Trek used to be. And Steven's right. We kind of have to stretch to see the referential sometimes in things, but we're also seeing the writers really trying to experiment and do something new. And I still maintain that they have hit the I want to write an episode that I would like to watch type thing. And usually when a writer's room hits that, things get really good. I kind of agree with everyone here, even though there's different points of view with it.
I want to call out in the chat that even Jess said that it was a good way that the writers are being experimental.
Yep, 100%. Cool. All right, Heather, what else is next?
All right, so we are only getting 46 episodes of Strange New Worlds. Was it worth spending an entire episode imagining the characters as puppets?
Which leads into Jesse's comment in the chat. Jesse's loving how the writers are willing to experiment. I say yes. Why not? Like, why not have fun with this?
I agree. Like, you should. I mean, we so rarely get to see writers actually be able to experiment. Majority of the time, we're seeing, instead of them experimenting all the time, we're seeing whatever corporate told them to do. And in this case, they got to do something that's extremely out there, extremely wild. However, it has been done before, but still, it's fun to see it done in a happier way than it is done previously, or in a more exciting way, or in a more duller way. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of fun to see it happen.
Yeah, I think that leads into, we're all tired of dark dystopian Trek, which is what we got hard in season 2 of Discovery, all 3 seasons of Picard, right? And even the last half of Discovery wasn't that light too. I think we're tired of dark Trek. And when I say that I like when Star Trek goes dark, I'm talking In the Pale Moonlight. I'm talking The Siege at AR-551. I'm talking Star Trek 6. I'm not talking about Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Discovery, things like that. And so if Stranger Worlds is really supposed to get us out of dark Trek, and you can even tell that Academy's trying to avoid that as well, then we need episodes like this.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one, Scotty, because it was a fun episode. It was definitely a fun episode. I mean, it was corny. I'm not gonna lie, it was really corny, especially with them throwing each other across the room and the whole Erica having her swinging at the Orion thing. All the fight scenes, they were super corny, but it was fun, and I don't necessarily have an issue with how they're doing it, because I mean, yeah, 46 episodes, that's not giving us a lot there, but I would like a little more storytelling about character development other than one person. I mean, you can develop a story, a couple of characters at a time, and still have a really solid episode.
I think that if in the writing room the motto is why not, we're going to eventually run into problems, even if not everybody thinks this was the episode that did it. I like the puppets enough to be like, okay, I'll rewatch this one. It was funny. I told you it's got a lot of the gimmicks that I love from the other people that do the puppets. Those are some of my favorite things of all time. My kids know it. I wish they were here to be like, we're all surprised my dad didn't like this episode. Everyone assumed I would. It just didn't happen for me because at the end of the day, you say, why not? Well, there were 10 other ways they could have showed a Vulcan fever dream that could have been more entertaining. You know, the fact that he probably watched an episode of a Jim Henson show 5 minutes before he went into the transporter room with Scotty, that's the reason why we got this dream. I would have rather have seen a way more crazy Vulcan dream than something like this. So I do think it was the waste of one of the 46. I do, and I actually feel terrible saying it. I really do. I just want to go out on a limb. I feel terrible saying it. Look, I love spaghetti, and I love peanut butter and jelly. I'm not going to eat them together. I just, as a purist, I do think there's a limit, and why not should not be the motto of a writing room. It just shouldn't be, in my opinion.
Hey, someone's got to say it, Brandon. I mean, you know?
And I have a lot of criticisms of this episode, but I did enjoy it. In fact, the scene that makes it for me is the scene with April. I've never heard of a level 5 transporter accident. Never heard of people turning into puppets either, Bob.
Yep.
That made the whole episode for me. It also set the tone really well. I think that exchange set the tone for the episode pretty well.
Nice.
Because to see Pike give Bob that kind of lip in front of the crew,
Right? Yeah.
like, yeah, they're friends and they'll do that in private, but Pike wouldn't do that in under normal circumstances in front of the crew.
Yes, April.
Yes,
Robert
April.
April shows up.
Yeah, but not as a puppet. You have to watch the episode.
Yep.
It's Starfleet. It's part of the job.
Did everyone go?
Or was this last one?
Heather was asking about was it worth
Was it-
spending
oh, wait,
one
it's-
of 46 episodes here? Yeah.
If I can put her on the spot, I'm wondering what Jen would say. I know it's her first and only episode of this.
Yeah.
But what did you think of it? If you don't mind me derailing, I'm sorry. I'm curious what she thinks.
No, it's okay. It feels like this is not a it's not a code of honor episode at all. But if this is the only episode that I've watched of this series, I thought it was great. Thought it was fun. It was entertaining. Like I said, I don't know about all the other seasons yet. I will watch them and get back to you. But I do think that this episode was enough to make me want to watch it at the same time as TNG. So
There you
I
go.
mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought it
Gotta
was
bring in the new
whimsical.
viewers. You gotta
I'm
bring
just
in the
stuck in
new
the mud. I'll
viewers.
admit it. If Jen liked it, then I'm just the stick in the mud. I'll admit it. It's fine.
No,
I mean,
You're not. Everybody's
I
everybody.
can be a grump. I'm a grump. I'm admitting it.
But
It's
listen,
honest.
I don't understand a lot of what was happening, to be honest. Like, I knew like a character, like I don't even know any of the characters. I just know for me, I want to be entertained. I want it to engage me, and no pun intended, I guess. And I just felt very, like I said, just very entertaining. I would watch it again. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm gonna watch the whole season now. So
Awesome.
I don't think you're sticking the mud, Brandon. I meant what I said in the comments. We love a strong, independent man.
Here's my dirty secret as a fan, guys. Listen real close. I'm actually a Roddenberry purist. I try to hide it. I am a Roddenberry
Came
purist.
back and she dropped her phone.
Oh my God, Kristen, are you okay?
Kristen?
Puppet hands. Damn puppet hands.
Those
Yeah.
puppet hands, Kristen.
You
Dropped.
guys can't see the puppet hands, but we're struggling over here.
Oh my gosh. Puppet hands. She dropped her terminal.
So Brandon, to your credit, Heather and Bill both tried to show this episode to their spouses. Bill's partner fell asleep.
Yep.
Heather's got bored and was on the phone.
Although it was my intention to get
the whole time and
although
then
it was
said
kind of
it wasn't
intentional. I know
bad.
she's gonna fall asleep.
I do want to show this to my wife Toaster and see what happens. But Jen, I think you've been sitting on content gold as you just discover Star Trek. It's so cool to watch this. To just watch this discovery through your eyes, it's really cool as you're just going through stuff, and just fucking wait till you get to Deep Space Nine.
And for all of you in the chat that don't show up at,
he was like, you gotta watch DS9, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. We're gonna have a weekend, and we're gonna watch all the things.
shameless promo for all of you all in the chat who have not been in Lower Decks Laundromat, which is after this, and it's on my live. We have now a regular segment. We have been doing this since Jen saw Code of Honor. We've been every week. We had been asking her, "Hey, so what episode did you watch this week, Jen?" And she would give us her impressions on it. And the moment I put a clip of it up, Jen has just taken off, and she's like, "I am so excited now for doing this." And so now it is really just a thing that we do every week. And it is, if you're a Star Trek fan, and you have been for a long time like we have, it is such a great thing to hear Jen's experience. Now, I'm going to come back around to Strange New Worlds on the question, because I didn't get to answer it because my little puppet feet were out running around here for a second to get my beverages for the next live.
Saw you moving around a little bit.
You see, man, getting down off this
like a
chair.
puppet, by the way.
So, as far as was this a waste? Henson's and Muppets in particular made a huge send up to Star Trek back in the 70s with Pigs in Space.
Pigs in Space.
Pigs in Space. This, if you're going to do a tribute, if you're going to do send ups to a genre, if you can basically reward somebody who just did a send up to you, and it's a send up of a send up, fucking A, man. Why the fuck not? Because that's fucking brilliant. That is, and I'm sure that if Jim was still around and his family were probably saying, when they, I no doubt that when the producers called up the Henson Company and are like, "Hey, so we have this idea," they're like, "Say no more. Just say no more. Tell us where to go, and we'll be there." And if that wasn't their response, if there wasn't their response, I'd be surprised.
You're 100% right.
So that's
I agree.
not a waste.
I have a question for the panel, if I can.
Yeah, Timmy.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point that there will be either toys or actual little puppets that you can buy from this episode?
Yes.
And
I
would you like
hope
to see
so.
that?
I hope so. We all know that Paramount isn't gonna fucking do it, but
Your
I'm
hopes
sure,
are here.
really
The
hope
likelihoods are down here.
I really hope other companies do. I will say, none of the puppets came up in the auction, so I imagine they are back with the Henson Company. So I hope someone makes them.
They're definitely
And
the
Yeah.
just
Maybe
me,
we'll sell.
why Star Trek hasn't done anything political is that they see as, for this particular president, they do not feel comfortable with doing it. I mean, I'm not going to say more than that. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, other presidents didn't care what they did, what people did with political, but I think Donald Trump is just one of those people, if you do something he doesn't like, he's gonna...
So there's a
there's
a fascinating article, or at least a post on Reddit about the battle between CBS Studios and Paramount Plus. And the new person who was put in charge of Paramount Plus immediately wanted more Star Trek. And CBS Studios started canceling stuff, right? And so go look that up either in the Star Trek subreddit or it may be on Trek Movie or Trek Core about that. And I am almost certain that there's just internal strife, political strife that stopped things dead in their tracks, even though there really were people in power who wanted more Star Trek and even attempted to commission more Star Trek. I think all of our greatest fears is that with the Ellisons owning Paramount is that Star Trek is going to lose the core of IDIC, and that we are going to lose acceptance. We are going to lose. We're going to lose acceptance. We're going to lose representation. We're going to lose the core Star Trek, and that's what everyone is afraid of. So it's really up to us to make sure that we voice and vote our concerns and make sure that Star Trek does not become some kind of conservative political ploy.
I disagree that Star Trek hasn't been political. The politics have certainly been a lot more subtle since Discovery. Lorca is absolutely an embodiment of conservatism in my mind.
I see it.
Yep.
And we've definitely... Lower Decks was probably the most political Trek we had before Academy. And I mean, Academy just straight up made Trump the bad guy.
Academy was the indictment of Starfleet and the Federation that all of us were looking for in the documentary episode from season 3 with Beta. Immediately the first scene in Academy was indicting Starfleet for splitting up families. Does that sound familiar? Yeah.
Yeah. Academy basically had zero fucks given when it came to political correctness. Like they did not care. It's like, okay, we're gonna do this, and we don't care who on the right wing media says this is not cool. Don't do it, but they did it anyway, and it was beautiful.
Yep. Okay, Heather, Heather has a couple more questions.
Yeah, we have 2 more questions. This one I cannot answer, and I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was. Who did it better, Strange New Worlds or Buffy's Smile Time?
I still need to watch that episode to understand that one.
This.
I haven't seen Smile Time either. Has anyone seen it?
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I cannot wait
Let's
to talk
hear
about
your
it.
answer then, Brandon.
Okay, so it's actually Buffy's spin-off Angel. The Smile Time episode was in the 5th season, the final season of Angel. And I fucking hated that episode. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It did have a really funny moment. Spike, the British vampire from the other show, is like, "You're a wee puppet man." And that made me laugh. Oh, Mom, that really made me laugh. But anyway, it was stupid. The concept was stupid. It was very terrible. I think even the actors are known to have disliked making that episode. So when this was coming, I was like, well, I've seen it do shit, so I know it can happen. I was like really nervous. So this was, I will say, this was better. This concept made sense for a story. This concept meant something for character development like Bill talks about. I agree with that. So this episode had more going for it that made it interesting. Of course, you've got the fact that the Henson Company is involved with it, which is like, how can a superfan not love that? And it ultimately did a good job. I'm glad it was a dream that made me go, oh, okay. It just, Spock's the only one that knows about this. That's not, Spock could do anything, and I'd be happy for it. So that was fun. But it was way better than Smile Time, 100%.
April, you were looking for uppies in the chat. You had something to say.
I'm sorry, babe. I was sort of reversing. Ooh, there we go. I'm going backwards a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. I was going backwards a little bit. Like the minute you guys made comments about like, oh, this was a comment on this current moment in history. Ooh, yeah. Abs, sloops, abs, obs, abs. Yes, of course. But like, as a Jewish person, loving Star Trek, loving that Star Trek has so much Jewish influence. No, gotta take it back. Yeah, was it a comment on the moment? But also like the idea of kids being removed from certain places. Ooh. And the many different ways that looks like. And that that this was like a certain thing, a certain statement, and that's why Trek is great. It can make these very specific statements, and it was in that moment. It also wasn't, and it will persist as a beautiful story for many years to come. Like, Trek is so fucking great about that. So I just really need to point that out, that like, that even if nothing was happening, even if they, because again, these stories take like 3, 4, 5 years to build. That could have been something that like was a blip, but no, in our current administration, obviously sucks. So I don't know if I'm getting my point across, but like, these are stories that are repeating across time. And so if we're going to say that like, oh, Trek isn't political, or Trek, the idea that Trek speaks to a moment in time of politics is probably the biggest fallacy.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing I can teach you as a Jewish person, is that like those politics repeat.
Yeah, exactly, because history repeats itself, and when it comes back around, and you got to remember where things are, because people will go back to old playbooks to try to get to where they want to go.
Well, there's objective right and wrong, and they are always objectively right and always objectively wrong. So it is a cyclical, like, we have to constantly say that this thing we're doing is bad, because A, we keep doing it, and B, it's always going to be bad.
Well, but Trek does a really good job of also, like, getting into the gray areas.
Right.
You know,
like Tuvix.
That's the whole thing, you know.
Yeah, Tuvix. Wait,
did
throw it
nothing
out.
wrong.
He cringed as soon as he said it. He was like, no, don't come up for me.
I didn't want to go to like too dark by bringing up like, you know, my situation, but like you were absolutely right in bringing up that point, but like it never means one moment in time. It always means, even if we point out that Trek is talking about this thing, it really may not. And honestly, I kind of don't.
So you think we're seeing stuff that might not actually have been there? They were just writing a funny story, and it's the way it worked.
I don't know. Like, it's really hard to map again, because like they were writing that story, like, you know, who knows, 3 years, 3 months. A lot of these stories that we are watching in the production schedule, like, it's not like TOS where it was like, oh, that was
this is like 2 years ago. I mean, they're that far behind.
So like, yeah, if we could truly map it, which we could, and that's a beautiful thing that will happen. It probably has happened already.
Right.
Someone's gonna write a book about like, this is the current moment for like Strange New Worlds or whatever. It's probably already happened. That, and also the commentary that we're making on TikTok is deeply important in that way, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, I think everything we do as Star Trek creators, I think everybody starts to echo that. At least the ones that aren't, you know, going, you know, the haters from 6 months ago, 8 months ago. But they just flooded the whole Trek
I
time.
love how they disappeared.
They did, right?
Yeah, they're gone now. I thought the same thing.
So, but yeah, but every one of us, we put it out there, and that's why I've been trying to say in a lot of my reviews and a lot of stuff I put out when I think about it is, hey, any Trek creator, not just me or anyone else, anyone, you see something, give them some love, give them a follow, give them a like, give them a repost, get in their comments and say good job, or just send them a heart or a smiley face, because hey, every one of us is putting our heart out there because we have loved this franchise. We love the messages from it, and we love some of the other stuff that's just fun and awesome and sciencey and spoofy and whatever else.
Yeah.
And we all
We're
hate
entering
haters.
the dark times again. Yeah.
Yep. Scott, Jen, I'm gonna see you in 10 minutes. Let me bring Scott back up.
Poor Jen.
You can unbox you.
That's next time. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. I'm with the four different. I got four different clicks at a time. 4 different clicks at once.
Not entirely sure if I like it across, but okay.
You look fantastic. Also, I love your Savannah content.
Our last one is puppet superlatives. Cutest puppet, funniest puppet, and the one that haunts your dreams. Defend your pick.
Pelia.
Pelia definitely haunts my dreams. I'm sorry. I know you guys love her a lot, but at the same time, if she was done darkly, she would be a creepy puppet.
Yeah, Pelia.
I mean, it doesn't really haunt my dreams, but every time I think of it, I get that annoying song stuck in my head.
Which one?
It's a song that never
He's a little bit like Lamb Chop, isn't she? He's a little Lamb Choppy.
Yeah.
She looks more like Sherry Lewis than Lamb Chop.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Sherry
Do you
Lewis.
think Sherry Lewis is? No, of course. I'd be like, if they were to do another voice, probably Sherry Lewis's daughter would do it.
Yeah.
Jason.
I'll never get that song stuck out of my head, probably.
Me neither tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I might be able to help with that.
That song has been stuck in my
But it's a
head
different
for
song.
30 years.
The redhead one with the red shirt. Ramina's talking about, yes. The red shirt with the whole, yes. He was great.
Ensign Red Shirt was so cute.
Yeah,
I
love
gotta go
Ensign
get
Red.
it.
He's the one who's gonna haunt my dreams. Because
I want more
there's
of
no
him
way
just like
he
the
survived
actor
that.
there without being a puppet, and see if he's kind of like, because we didn't see much of it before he became a puppet. So like, I just want to see more of him on the bridge or elsewhere.
Yeah, Ensign Red Shirt was cute. What about you, Brandon? I know you're the self-admitted stick in the mud, but do you have cute?
Pelia freaked me out for sure. I already
Yeah.
you guys knew that was going to be my answer. I'm with the panel on that for sure. Apparently, I'm not the only one. If I had to pick funniest, I guess I'm thinking Pike, only because it was very midlife crisis to me. This chair thing, I picked up on it right away. I'm like, my man is fucking obsessed with this chair, and it's not even the best version of the chair. I'm like, wait, and I'm digging that though. That was funny. I'll be honest with that. But I'm just gonna. There's like an honorable mention of a category that Heather did not mention. Now that I know she's got great toes, I'm kind of a T'Pring puppet guy. So like, maybe she's the hottest one. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I'm just gonna say
And
it.
that is where we find out that Brandon is a feet man.
I didn't say
I
it.
missed something.
Now we
there.
know we're
What?
fighting this.
You can rely on Brandon to tell us which of the characters is hot and which one's not.
I'll be honest. For me, I'll be honest for me.
I
Mr.
thought
Toast,
T'Pring
you
was
got it,
beautifully
Toast.
You'd be like the archaeologist for like Starfleet in the future, where you'd be telling about like early Earth history and be like, there was this website called hotornot.com and I'm just studying it.
Somebody just recently reminded me that there's actually a website that's like OnlyFans for feet, and I forgot what it was called.
God, we're gonna get strikes on that.
Maybe.
Hey, we're still here. We're still good.
For me, I thought, Ensign Red Shirt and both Pelia were really cute. I thought La'an was kind of the funniest when she was fighting because she was just really going for it, you know, as La'an would do. That was me.
It was a very Kermit-y like style where you would, because Kermit's the only I was in that nature that you would see like the legs often used in ways of like on the wall or around where you get them tossed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. On that note, are we ready to go to the laundromat?
Yes.
Before we do that, Bill, while they're still in here, while everybody's still in, I have to do this to play us out.
You want to sing us out?
Ooh.
Yeah, because I set this to Bill earlier, and so it is relevant. Okay, so I can only a cappella sing it because possibly copyright, even though it's a parody. Why are there so many hijinks in Starfleet? And why's everything so strange? Seeking out new life, new civilizations, is Starfleet can arrange. So we explore, setting warp to go see it, nebula or anomaly. We'll always have it, the Trek Trio connection. Together we're going boldly.
Love it.
I wrote that today and I sent it to Bill because I was just like, yeah, got to play us out with that.
It's amazing.
I will come up with a theme song for the podcast thing at some point.
That's fine.
Like I'm percolating it in my head, so it'll be a thing.
And I hit the highlight on that. That should be sitting there for whoever's going to pull that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
we definitely need to release that separately. That was incredible, Jason. So good job.
It was great.
I was actually going to ask Bill to play Rainbow Connection and invite all of us.
But that
to
was
sing
even
along
better.
at the end. But Jason, this was better, and there's no other way but to say goodnight